up? It's Eli Knight with Knight Jiu-Jitsu and with Aperture, and I was very fortunate to have my man Chewy come down today from Louisville. And we've been training some today. We were discussing some different techniques. We were like, man, shooting some videos, having some fun.
Yeah.
And we got on this subject where we were like, I'm not sure if this is a legal technique or not. He showed me this cool move, and he was like, I'm not sure if it's illegal in tournaments or not. And I was like, I've got some of those too, where I'm not sure if it's legal or it's illegal. So we kind of, came up with a couple of techniques that we'd like to show you guys. So you want to shoot yours first?
Sure. Yeah. So, guys, from back now, one of the things that happens is obviously if I go for a choke and I get up here and I grab, a lot of times if he starts to peel the hands off, that's going to be a problem. So one of the things that I'll do is I'll actually I'll just do it from this angle. A lot of times I try to get up under here on the side, right? I'll open the gi up and I'll go in and get under the neck here. Now what I'm doing right now is one is I can choke him with one hand because again the idea is that I'll get my elbow facing all the way forward, right? So I come under and I can go from here and I can grab under his arm and I can pinch, keep my head on the side, and extend. So that works just fine, right? But let's say if I want it like a full-on choke. Well, he can't actually grab my hand anymore, right? And I'll take this hand here to keep the gi over top, so he can't get rid of the hand. And when I'm ready, I can just open this up and then go in for my traditional rear naked. So the way that you do that is that you go in there, sneak it right in there, and what I'm doing is I'm cupping his shoulder to keep my hand in place. Ready here, under, one, use the hips to extend, two, boom, right into position.
Man.
And again, I don't know that it's illegal because I've never actually had it happen in a competition, so I don't really want to find out. But it's one of those ones in training where sometimes it honestly, the first time it happened was just pure by happenstance. I shot in and the hand just went under his gi, and then he couldn't grab it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Then I just kind of like messed around with it, and then it's become a thing where sometimes I'll open that lapel and shoot it under there. So I don't know if it's illegal, but it might be.
I think that the only questionable legality of it would be like you're sticking your whole hand in there, and sometimes that gets a little questionable. But again, I mean, I'm not the most up to speed on IBJJF rules because there's some little fine nuances that
Well, sometimes it depends on the day and the ref that you have there. I mean, there's a lot of rules.
That's a whole other topic.
I like the IBJJF. They run a great tournament, but just sometimes there's questionable calls. Like any organization. So sometimes you just have some weird stuff that goes on.
Yeah. So one of these, the knee reaping rule is always a weird one. Right? I mean, the whole knee reaping thing, which...
I don't even like knee reaping. It wasn't even a thing when I was a white belt. Like, I remember being a white belt, there was no knee reaping. Back in, I don't know if it was the same, because you were earlier than me, it was neck cranks. Don't do the can openers. Don't do the can openers. Yeah. Like, knee reaping was a thing. It's like, if someone tried to reap your knee, you just push their foot out of the way.
Right. Yeah, now it's a whole thing. And there's probably more DQs right now off of knee reaping than anything, and so it's kind of gotten kind of weird. And so this technique, I like to use this technique a lot. No gi, it's not really a problem. With the gi, it could, again, depending on the day, depending on the ref, whatever, could be could constitute knee reaping, but it's weird. So anyway, here's the technique. Typically from like a butterfly guard. So if I'm here and I'm gonna look to set up some kind of like butterfly guard sweep or something, a lot of times the guy will post this out because he knows he's gonna go this direction. If he goes to do this here, what I'll typically do is I'll let this leg come up here and like go right to the hinge of his knee, about ankle deep here, and then I'll try to like fall back the other direction. What happens, this leg starts to float here like this, and so then I reach through, I pull my other leg to the outside, and then I cross like this. Now, from right here, I may be able to just come up here and like pull him down on me and squeeze, and it's like a hamstring slicer. Or we could maybe turn this into a sweep if he wants to go with the pressure, and then I come up on top, and then it's even worse if he lets me sweep him because I come up on top.
What did you say you called it again?
Ham sandwich.
Ham sandwich. Is that because of the hamstring?
It's more of a hamstring slicer.
Because when you said a ham sandwich, why is it called the ham sandwich?
Yeah, because the sandwiching is ham. And that's, I think, I didn't make up that term, so I'm stealing that. But
well, I think we all steal in jiu-jitsu, right? How do we learn, right?
Yeah, for sure. I don't know who called it that first. Probably Eddie Bravo or something.
Sure.
So, yeah. All right, but anyway, so questionable legality of moves. If you guys have any of those, like specific ones, then I would really be interested in it. Like, I'd like to see more of them where it's like, it's kind of ambiguously legal or illegal, or if you have any comments about that stuff. So anyway, Chewy, I appreciate you coming down, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Check out Jiu-Jitsu if you're not already subscribed to it, guys. Keep watching Knight Jiu-Jitsu, Aperture Fight Focus.